I've finally gotten to start working on this thing. I put a video out. I know I just kind of was like a montage video, kind of working on this thing. Didn't really talk anything about it or say anything, so I guess I'll start this video off and actually clarify what I'm doing with this thing and why it's here. This thing's been here for a couple months. Oh, maybe actually before I do, you can hear my furnace is running. That's all hooked up and going now. I've not made any updates in a little while on here. I've just been posting kind of just truck video stuff. And that's a lot to do because I've been working on getting my shop like set up more for winter and actually working, trying to finish my drywall and getting everything painted and baseboard and the machine stuff. But yeah, I haven't made any updates in a while. So my furnace, that's all running thanks to my buddy Matt. So he was over here, got that thing all dialed in for me. Right now I've just got it running on like a little tank. I have an outdoor tank I still need to get filled. But that's been running and keeping the shop heated. It's been staying a lot more heated now that I got my garage door insulated. I got all the drywall up. Still got a couple things I need to do with just trying to seal off the thing a little better, the door and the garage seal, stuff like that. But other than that, the other thing would be the CNC mill. Still do not have power. I'm at a point, I'm waiting for what do they call it? I don't know. Pretty much I'm waiting for a guy to call me to come out and a site plan and make a site plan of pretty much what they're going to do, how they need to run the power here. So I really should have gotten that process started a lot sooner than I did, but I didn't. I turned in my application and right now I'm just waiting on a call and waiting my turn in line. So that's kind of going. I really don't have a timeline on that right now of how long until I'm going to be able to flip that on, but I'm still working towards that. So hopefully pretty soon I'll get some power to that thing. It's pretty much set up. I do need to work on leveling it a little more. It's pretty close, but it's still not actually perfect. I got to work on, there's these adjusters. Let's see if you can see it. Down in here, that set screw, there's one in every corner, and you kind of gotta, it's kind of extra tricky because of the way that I put it on an angle in here. I put it on an angle for a couple reasons, but one of the big ones is trying to clear, I still need to cut a hole and make a cubby for, there's a Z-axis motor that's not on that sticks up about up to there. That goes right there. So I need to get that on, and I needed that electrical cord track and the Z motor to be able to go up and down into the ceiling there. So that's kind of why I've got it on this angle. And because of that, it just makes it like extra hard to get it leveled that you're working with. It's not just like square with the concrete. It's extra goofy, but nonetheless, anyways, yeah. Shop is, for the most part, set up for winter besides the electrical stuff. So hopefully a couple more weeks, I will be having that stuff going, and we can get going on firing that up. So until then, I've been back working on this thing now. This has been here for a couple months, and finally getting to actually working on it. So the reason it's here, obviously it doesn't have a firewall, a floor, things like that. This truck I don't know, I know a little bit of the history, but this truck has been around the dunes for a lot of years. It's been built and rendered a bunch of times and rebuilt, you know, this whole back section. After this thing got launched really big, there's a bunch of videos of this thing launching huge and like snapping an axle in half and all sorts of stuff. So this thing's been all sorts of built on. You can tell the difference of, you know, 1 3/4 tube to this like 1.5 inch stuff, to then a mix of stuff up here. It's just been changed and worked on a whole bunch. But the truck was taken down to like a roller. It originally was a Toyota. So these frame rails, I believe, and that's what, I don't know how accurate I am, but this is this is what I believe, know the knowledge to be is it was a Toyota at one point in time, and that's what the frame rails are. And when this truck was running and driving last, it still had the floor and the firewall, which was all up in this area. You can still see it has like stock cab mounts. So I'm guessing the floor was like bolted to that. I don't really know. But nonetheless, the person started cutting all that out to change it. I don't know what the plan was, but nonetheless, they cut it all out for the most part. And then it got sold to the person who owns it now, and they bought it as a roller and are trying to just get it back going and finish and make it back into a, a drivable chassis. So all I'm doing is working on putting these seats in, mounting them, putting a floor in it, putting a firewall in it, and just kind of closing the thing back off again. I am going to be putting a new steering column in it, a different wheel. There's a couple parts here, the belts. He's got a shifter, a little switch panel for it. Just going to be doing some of that. I'm going to be doing a steel floor that I'm going to weld in, and I am going to do some different Zeus panels for a couple different access points, trying to, for taking maybe like bell housing bolts out or whatever, different stuff. Maybe for like the seat bolts, I might have to do stuff on the side here. This seat, I'm putting on a slider to make it adjustable. There's not that much room in this thing. It's a pretty small little cab, but got a slider with a few inches of adjustment, so you can kind of position yourself. And yeah, that's pretty much what I'm kind of doing this thing. So the chassis itself is all still from running and driving, suspension. I'm not messing with anything of that nature. This motor right now, I believe, is just kind of a mock-up motor and trans that got thrown in there so that way I could build a floor and a firewall around it. And yeah, that's kind of pretty much all for that part. I'm not going to be making this thing run and drive. I just pretty much finishing out the cab again, putting an interior, a Truggy style interior, doing some, there's already some aluminum sides here, but finishing all of this stuff needs covered and closed back off. So I've already started laying out a floor. That's what's kind of the first video. I just posted out a bunch of stuff. This is all stuff that I cut out of it. What was left, little bits of the firewall, the old steering column, and like a brake assembly. It's got like a Willwood dual master pedal, so I'll have to remount that. I'm probably going to end up making a gas pedal. This is the gas pedal that was in it, that was attached. I'll probably just end up making something. So that's what's going on with this. It'll take me, a little bit to kind of get this thing all done. So I'm getting to the point now where I am going to be working on the seats and mounting the seats. I had some tabs that I cut out, just kind of mocked up and kind of seeing where I'm at. And I'm drawing some new stuff right now that I'm going to cut out on the plasma cutter and get them actually welded in there and get the seats tabbed. And seats will be mounted. And from there, I'm going to go back to working more on the floor layout and starting to cut some steel and doing some steel stuff and planning on silicon bronze welding all of that stuff in. So for the floor, some of the firewall, all that stuff. So that should be fun, and that's kind of what's going on with all this thing. So at this point, yeah, that's kind of, I think, all the updates. My heater, kind of the shop there. That is a cage, a TE Designs cage for the Silverado build, which I got coming up. I'm going to be, as soon as this is done, getting going on a Silverado 1500 extended cab, which I got the TE Designs cage I'm going to be putting in, and then along beaming the front of it. So I've got some shocks that are here. Those up there are some 14-inch Fox internal bypass coilovers that I'm going to be putting on that project. So that's what's going to be coming up with that. So I don't think I've shown that. Machine, waiting on power. And other than that, shop's a little messy because I've been working on this Truggy. This is kind of my new area for welding and sanding and fab and that type of stuff. I've got my desk now over here, which I'll be probably hooking up a direct cable to the machine, you know, probably going up and over the roof for sending programs and stuff over. I don't know if I'm going to do that or do a USB install on this thing. We'll have to see what I'm going to do. But yeah, I don't know. I think I've covered everything that I've been kind of working on, and yeah, now that the shop is kind of taken care of for the most part, I am getting back to projects and doing stuff, and that's what we got going on. So I guess I gotta get started getting these seats mounted in.